So in this video we'll look at laws 8 and 9 of indices. So law 8 first of all, and I'll just change the thickness of the pen, is any number a multiplied by another number b all to the power of p is the same as a to the power of p multiplied by b to the power of p. So an example of that would be you might have 3 to the power of 8 multiplied by 4 to the power of 8. Now because they both have the same power, and it only works if they both have the same power, so if they both are to the power of the same number, like p in this case, what we can do is we can multiply the 3 and the 4 to give us 12 to the power of 8. So it's just a simpler way of writing that expression. Law of indice 9 then is any number a divided by any number b to the power of p is the same as a to the power of p divided by b to the power of p. So again, it's just another way of writing kind of the same equation. So they might ask you to show if 0.75 to the power of 9 is the same as 3 to the power of 9 over 4 to the power of 9. Now what people try and do in this question is they try and just go to their calculator straight away and show the answer. But if they ask you to show it, you have to just step by step say y is the left hand side of the equation equal to the right hand side. So there's lots of different ways you can do it, but we know that 3 to the power of 9 over 4 to the power of 9 would be the same as 3 over 4 all to the power of 9 from our second law, or from our ninth law of indices, from this rule here. So then underneath that I would write 3 over 4 is the same as 0.75, so therefore this is the same as 0.75 all to the power of 9. And that's all you have to write for the question, but you just have to show those steps. You have to show that you know that this term is equal to this term, and that 3 over 4 is equal to 0.75. So there are the two examples today. Now, the questions do get tricky with this, but again, as I said, you can't just go to your calculator. What they want to see is they want to see you using those laws to simplify something down. So here's an example of a tricky question where you have to do that. Evaluate 27 over 64 to the power of minus 2 over 3. Now evaluate just means to simplify it. So if you ever see that, they just want you to simplify it down as simple as it can be, or to get an easier answer. So in these questions usually you have to use a lot of your laws of indices. So let's look at the power first of all. It's a minus, and the fact that it's a minus means that that would be the same as 1 divided by 27 over 64 all to the power of plus 2 over 3. So you get some marks for that straight away because you've used one of your laws of indices. Now we could use law 9, which we've just done. This would be the same as 1 over 27 to the power of 2 over 3 all over 64 to the power of 2 over 3, which is law 9, which we've just done. We want to try and simplify this further. Now it can get messy, so what you can do is you can take parts of this out and simplify it at the side. So I'm going to take the 27 to the power of 2 over 3 and try and simplify it at the side instead. So that would be equal to the cubed root of 27 all squared. Go back to yesterday's video. Cubed root of 27 is 3 all squared, so that simplifies down to 9. And I'm going to do the same with the 64 to the power of 2 over 3. That's the same as the cubed root of 64 all squared. Cubed root of 64, now you can put that bit in your calculator, is 4 all squared, which is 16. So now this equation up here becomes 1 over 9 over 16. So we've gone a long way to simplifying it now. Sorry, that bracket should just be there. Could simplify this a little bit further. So what does this mean, 1 over 9 over 16? Well, that's the same as 1 divided by 9 over 16, or 1 over 1 divided by 9 over 16. And remember what you did all the way back in primary school when you had a fraction divided by another fraction. You flip the second fraction and multiply. 16 over 9. So 1 over 1 multiplied by 16 over 9 just gives you an answer of 16 over 9. And that's your final answer. 1 divided by 9 over 16 equals 16 over 9. So you could have just went straight at the very start and typed this into your calculator and you would have got the same answer. But if they ask you to evaluate it, they're not checking can you use your calculator, they're checking can you use the rules to simplify it down. So it's really important you show all those steps and you show your workings.